All right, so let's get this show started. So Bronco models, got some possible very bad news. Well, we have some immediate bad news for the Bronco and potentially some long-term bad news for the Bronco. So the Bronco Everglades is going to be balanced out for the rest of the 2023 year. The manual transmission is balanced out for the rest of the year. And of course, we've known this for a while. The Badlands optional wheels, they're the optional beadlock wheels you can get for the Badlands, a very inexpensive option to get some very cool mags. Well, that's balanced out also for the rest of the year. So we've got manual being balanced out. That's pretty big. Manual transmission balanced out for the rest of the year. And right now, if I recall correctly, we were finishing up putting dates, scheduling Broncos for June production. So the rest of the year means what's left of June, July, August, and until they stop making Broncos. So sometime in the fall or very, very early winter. So likely October, November, or December. So what's going on? This is worrisome. The manual, I'm wondering if it's going to come back for 2024. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to start any rumors. It's just to have the manual transmission balanced out for the rest of the year. It stresses me, but I'd say what's more likely is gonna be gone. You could say I'd say there's more chance that the Everglades could be on the chop block for 2024, but we'll have to wait and see. Nothing's confirmed yet, but it is balanced out. So don't order an Everglades, and if you already have an Everglades on order and you're not scheduled yet, it'd be a small miracle if you were to get scheduled. Now, the base model Bronco is also balanced out for the rest of the year. So the base model Bronco balanced out for the rest of the year, and you can see it on the website. You know, there's a bit of a warning basically saying don't order the base Bronco. I wonder if they're going to get rid of the base Bronco. That's another one that I wouldn't be surprised. Most likely, I'd say if I had to put my money, make a bet, I'd say the greatest chance of not coming back for 2024 would be the Everglades. You love the look of the Everglades?
Not that much. I really love the map on it, but at the end, for the overall of the car, I really love the Badlands.
Okay, well, I really like the Everglades, and I think it's a fantastic model. I just would have liked it to have an optional 2.7 liter engine. The 2.3 liter engine is a fantastic engine when you have smaller wheels. I drove it in the Badlands, and with the Badlands, with the regular Badlands mag, so not Sasquatch, that thing was great. It flew. It was very good. It was more than adequate. It was very good. However, the 2.3 liter four-cylinder, once you get to Sasquatch-sized wheels, if you're not looking for acceleration, you'll be fine. You're going to love it. But if you do want to have something where you press down the pedal to the metal, that you get kicked back in your seat and it takes off and you feel like it's powerful, by the time you get to that size of wheel, you're just not going to get that out of the 2.3. It'll get the job done, don't get me wrong. It's a good engine. It's a reliable engine. And thank you very much for everyone taking the time in the live chat to say hi. I love it when people make it to the live premiere. Howdy Tim, or Ford Video Guy, the secret name. But thank you so much, Tim, for also making it a true legend, and I'd say the most helpful YouTuber out there. And unhelpful YouTubers really get under my skin, and we'll get to that in episode 2, so do stay along for that, because we're going to be talking about the market and different YouTube videos that, I don't want anyone getting fooled here. Greg, I agree completely. The 2.3 ain't that bad. I'd say it's actually great in certain applications. So with smaller wheels, it's great. Big Ben, Outer Banks, Black Diamond, Badlands. But once you get up to the Sasquatch tires, it's the size and the weight, the rotational weight of that is taking away from that 2.3 liter. But I'm sure you just throw on a little programmer, and I'm sure I'd be blown away, because Ford Performance Programmer adds 60 pound-feet of torque. So there's a solution there if the Everglades makes it back. Now, we know costs have gone up We see it. I don't do the groceries, but when you go to do the groceries, what is
That's
it
a
looking
lot
like?
now.
It's a lot. It
The
hurts.
double. It hurts so much.
It hurts so much.
That's why I didn't love the Everglades that much. It's beautiful, but because it's a look that is rough, like sometimes unfinished, we could say it's more rough. For that price, I don't love it.
Okay, I know you don't like the wheels because it has that army look, and you feel you shouldn't have to pay more for a rugged utilitarian
more.
look. Okay. Speaking of the groceries, something that is a great price at Costco right now are these Eddie Bauer shirts. You go Eddie Bauer at Costco, and you've got a deal. 2 T-shirts for next to nothing. So
Yeah,
I'm equipped
16
for the
in
year.
Canadian dollars.
Yes, just don't go to Costco. If you love people, go to Costco over the holiday weekends. But we went to Costco this holiday weekend, and it was brutal. But we like Costco a lot, just not when it's filled with people. So other Bronco models, getting back on topic, other Bronco models that are, let's say, very hard to get, and it's not necessarily known. Well, what's right behind me? I know I assumed that this model, the regular Heritage, was very much orderable. That we could just, if you want it, you could order it. We all knew, though, that the Heritage Limited, so that's a Badlands Heritaged. So you Heritage up a Badlands, that's the best way. Lux package Badlands. When you see the white top, it's a Heritage Limited. Now that's very rare. 1,966 models being produced.
Wow.
And I guess at first we thought that would be ever, and it looks like it could be more per year. So we'll wait and see what's really going on. It looks like it's going to be more per year, but we'll have to see if it comes back for 2024. Likely will. But the regular Heritage, it's actually hard to get. I wouldn't be surprised if this comes back for 2024, but what I would be surprised is if it comes in large numbers, because this year, I can tell you for Canada, this isn't a vehicle that's going to be available to all dealers. Just like the Everglades and the Raptor, dealers were told, well, some dealers aren't getting this and some dealers are getting it. And it looked like we were given one. We were told, what color do you want? Pick your equipment. You're getting one for now. Yeah. So it doesn't seem to be carte blanche. It's not open season when it comes to ordering these. So if you do find one, my dealership, the one that they're getting, they sold at MSRP. So someone's in luck because they're getting what's probably going to be a rare model at MSRP. And the Everglades is a rare model, and it also sold at MSRP, which is slowly we're moving into episode 2, talking about the market over MSRP, under MSRP, what deals are there to be had, is Toyota in trouble, is Ford screwed? So we're getting there. But the manual transmission, I don't see, other than for cost reasons, I don't see why Ford would eliminate the manual. It's already been built. It hasn't been around for so long. That 6 or 7 speed, when you consider the crawl gear, it hasn't been it hasn't been around for so long that it needs to be changed. So why would Ford possibly drop it? The only reason I would ever think that maybe there's a bit of a chance is because it's balanced out for the rest of the year, which seems odd to me. But the only reason they might is in the next 5 years, you're going to see Ford have less and less variations of models. So at one time, if I'm not mistaken, there was something like 10 million variations of F-150s that could exist, meaning an F-150 with at least one thing different on it. So, a different differential or a locking differential versus a non-locking, whether it's a red cab, super cab, super crew, the color. So one difference on the window sticker, that's a variation. I believe there's 10 million F-150s that could exist. Now, all the models are getting scaled way back. You're going to start seeing, when it comes to variations, they need to cut this back, not in half, but more like 10 times less variations, because those variations cost money when it comes to production. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be something that you're going to start seeing when you go shopping in inventory at Ford dealers. You're going to start seeing models look a lot more similar. So for example, right now, it's already started. Right now, in 2023, we've only received Explorers that are ST. So ST Explorers. And the F-150s, we've almost only received XLT 302. And actually, we were gifted some tremors, you could say. We got a surprising amount of tremors, which I think is the absolute best value when it comes to an F-150. Other than the F-150 Lightning is a whole different story. If people view it as a performance vehicle, it is the deal of the century when looked through the lenses of a performance vehicle. But I actually might even have a bit of video on that if it loaded in correctly.